All right. Good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to go over some more Zap stuff with you all, specifically around the website stuff. Per usual, I've got the chat box open. So if you have any questions, either take yourself off of mute and ask, or you can chime in on the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Okay. So before I jump into some of the website stuff, I wanted to touch on again, because there's been some questions around the follow-up plans and the like how to assign them, and also how the auto assignment thing works. So I wanted to touch on those really fast. First and foremost, how you access follow-up plans is over here under Manage. If you click this, you'll get this little sidebar that pops up, and you're going to go into Follow-up Plan Library. All of the follow-up plans that are added for us in our office are have CBPG in front of them. Most of you probably know that by now. If you want to access the auto assign plans, you click this up here in the corner. And what an auto assign plan means is that when a person is assigned a particular status, a follow-up plan, if you have it turned on, a follow-up plan will automatically get assigned to them. So that can be really helpful, especially for new leads, because they're not going to come in automatically assigned a plan if you don't do this. So you'll have to, every single time you get a new lead, you'll need to assign a plan to them. Of course, if you want them on some kind of schedule, which I highly recommend you do. That goes into how you convert leads, which is what we talked about last week. So how to do an auto assign plan is you go to Manage Follow Plan Library, click Auto Assign Plan in the upper right, like I just showed, and it's going to bring you to this screen. And to add one under New Lead right here, you're going to click this little down arrow and choose Change Follow-up Plan. And it's going to bring you into the follow-up plan library, and you can just type in on the search bar what plan you're looking for, or you can just simply scroll and find it. I happen to know I want to do the CBPG new lead plan, which is right there. I'm going to hit select, and I'm going to say sounds good. And so what I'm telling Zap is every time I get a new lead from Social Ad Engine, from coldwellbanker.com, from wherever, they're going to automatically be assigned that plan when they come into my Zap system. It's just going to make my job of working them way easier, because I don't have to remember to go in manually and add that plan every single time. I just have to take them off of it when it's time. See me for Zap 101 about that. Another tip on this is I recommend that you turn the seller one on and the buyer and seller one on as well. For some reason, they decided that they're going to give different client types in here. There's a bunch of them, as you can see. I'm not really sure why they chose to do that. In my opinion, everyone's a buyer and seller eventually anyway, right? So I don't know why there's multiple, but there are. So if somebody comes in that requested something that from a seller perspective, like maybe a home value estimate or something, Zap's going to tag them as a seller, and so they wouldn't be assigned a follow-up plan if they're a seller client status if you didn't have this one turned on as well. So if you want a different plan that's more geared to sellers, you could do that, but I recommend that you have a plan that's on for buyer, seller, and buyer and seller client types. So I'm not going to bore you with doing this one. I showed you how to do it a minute ago, but just to recap, you click this, change follow-up plan, choose the plan you want, and off you go. Okay.
Hey, Kevin.
Oh, did somebody have a question?
Yeah. Does this automatically, when you put them on a plan, does it automatically send them a link to unsubscribe?
Great question.
Or
The CBPG new lead plan does not. So okay. the only time, and I'm glad you asked that, Brian. So the only time that an unsubscribe option is in an email that goes to a client is when it's an auto email, meaning you didn't have to initiate it to send it. Zap just did it for you. So if it's a new listing alert, if it's an update about a saved home, or it's an automated follow-up plan, then all of those emails, per all the spam laws that exist, we have to include that unsubscribe link,
Okay.
which is why this new lead plan is not automated. Because what
Okay.
we have found is that if we were sending people up on an auto plan, like right out of the gate when they're new, there's not enough value and rapport built yet, where they're more likely to unsubscribe because they don't know you yet. So that's why we made it more of a manual plan. So to piggyback off of that, what that means is if somebody's on this plan, it's not going to contact them automatically for you, but what it's going to do is it's going to queue them up in your reminder right here on the schedule that's already set. Nadine says, will that then unsubscribe from all emails? Yes, but only emails that are auto sending. So another good question, thank you, Nadine, is it's only the ones that auto send. So if somebody, like let's say Phil here, unsubscribed, I can still email him from Zap a personal email. And so if that's the case, but he's still active, I can still contact him, and I would until he tells me specifically stop. I'm just gonna assume he didn't want the auto stuff because that happens a lot. So
Okay. So
Robert says, I don't seem to have the CBPG plans in the same place that you do. I'm not sure what you mean by that, unless you're talking about in the auto assigned section. You may not, and most of you probably don't if you haven't already set that up.
Yeah, in the auto assigned section, I don't have the CBPG ones like you do.
Yeah, so because I've already done it. So if you go to manage, all right, I'll circle back to it. Go to auto assigned plans. If see, mine already says the CBPG new lead plan because I've already done this. Yours might look like my buyer and seller one does. It might say something like this. And so you're going to click this little arrow that says change follow-up plan. And then you can scroll down and find the one that you want, or you can type it in. I'm pointing at my screen like you can see me.
Okay.
You can search in this search plan and just type in CBPG, CBPG new, and it'll start auto kind of searching as you're typing. And here's the one that you want, and then you hit select, say sounds good, and it will refresh my screen. And you'll now see that one is there. And then the final step is once you change the plan, click it on and make sure that's green, and then you're golden and you're good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. All right. So last thing I want to show is once that plan is working, they're going to come up as a reminder right here, and it'll tell you why. So description is just telling you what's occurring now, because you can set manual reminders. You might want to have a reminder to check the MLS for so-and-so, give them a call. You can do kind of one-offs. This guy is working a schedule, which is what the follow-up plan means. And it's telling me what plan he's on under description. And it's telling me that he's on touch point number 1 in that plan. And so what I would do for Phil is I would then go to actions, either make a call or send an email. And if I send an email, all those follow-up plans have scripts built into it. You can change, you can send something totally different or just make a couple of adjustments to the script that automatically loads. It's entirely up to you. But it just helps you come up, or not have to come up with a bunch of content. It's gonna provide it for you. And if I wanted to make an adjustment to it, I could just start typing, and it takes that. I could take out something. If you just don't like what's written here, you can change it. Once you're satisfied with the way it looks, you hit send and you're done. And then he's gonna come back again as a reminder when he's scheduled to. And depending on what plan that he's on. This new lead plan is every 3 days, but there's other plans that are 90 days. So it just depends on where they're at. That's outside the scope of this class I'm going to talk about today. That's more of the 101 type stuff. So if that confused you, stay tuned for that, because I'll go over that again. Okay, I'm going to cancel that. Last thing about follow-up plans, and then I'm going to move on to the website stuff. I sent an email and a video on how to access them, but just as a reminder, I sent out I created, I should say, a new follow-up plan for all of the COVID stuff. And that way If somebody's on an auto drip plan that says, let's meet for coffee, that's probably not a great plan to send, and you can't really edit it because it's just going in the background. So if you type in COVID, you will see the COVID-19 plan. There's 10 touch points. They send out, I want to say it sends out weekly. Yeah, weekly. And it's really just kind of stuff that talks about what's happening and how we're still we can help them virtually and things like that. So it's just more socially aware content as opposed to let's meet for coffee. If you want to assign somebody this plan, you would just simply go into their account in Zap. So go to me, and I would jump down to campaigns, or I can scroll down either way. And I would go to the follow-up plans section, which is right here. You can see I'm already on it, but if I were on something else, then I would want to change it. So click this, change plan, and then you go find the plan. You can type in COVID and you'll see it, and then hit select, and now I'm assigned that plan. And that one is an automated plan. And so therefore it will have the unsubscribe link. So just FYI. But it'll just send that stuff on your behalf, which is kind of nice. I wouldn't put new leads on that. You can customize your own messaging around doing things virtually to somebody new, because you don't want to give somebody new an unsubscribe option because they'll take it because they don't really know you. But I'm talking about people who are on like an auto long-term kind of drip campaign. This is probably better content right now. Okay. If you have questions about that, not sure how to assign it, don't remember, whatever, just give me a call. Okay. Let's move on. So to access your agent website is right up here in the corner. And I touched on this a little bit last week because this does definitely play a role in your ability to convert leads, because this is your online voice that you're saying to these consumers that don't really know you. They're going to come here and try to learn more about you to see whether they should return your call or email. Because they're like, who the hell is this guy? Should I work with him or not? So this is how you convince them. So you're going to click your name in the upper right, go to my website, and underneath this photo and your photo is your URL. And essentially what it is it's coldwellbanker.com/agent/your Coldwell Banker email address. That's pretty much what it is. That's kind of a long, sort of ugly URL to market. You can, but, and I would recommend you use hyperlinks if you do. What I would recommend though, personally, is to get a different URL from like GoDaddy or something. Maybe one that says Kevin Green Real Estate or something. You probably wouldn't want that. That would be not great for you. Good for me, not so much for you. But you get your name, real estate, whatever, website, and then just have it forwarded to this one. And so the consumer doesn't have to type in this really long URL. They would just go to yourwebsite.com and it'll take them to this. So GoDaddy is good. It's cheap. It's like $10 a year or something really, really small. If you want a really custom one, sometimes those are a little bit more expensive, but for the most part, they're pretty cheap, and you just have it forwarded. That way, if you put it on your business card or your social media page, whatever, it's just a nicer looking link. You don't have to do that, just a sidebar suggestion. Okay, I digress. So up here on the top, you can customize your cover photo. Mine is of wine country because why not? It's just like Facebook. You click this, you find a file on your computer. It gives you the dimensions and the maximum file size, and you can upload your own image. Just gives you some customization options. All of you will have one there. So if you like the one that's there, leave it. But if you want to stand apart and have your own customization option, you can. This photo you can edit as well. And this is what will feed out to coldwellbanker.com. So if you don't like the headshot that you currently have on there, you can change this and it will update it. So if you get anybody that gets a new one, we are taking photos in the Newburgh office tomorrow. So those of you that are in that area, if you want a new headshot, Jim, our marketing guy, is going to be there to take headshots, just FYI. Okay, let's move on from there. So let's see, down here is, jumping around, sorry. Down here is where your bio goes. We talked about bios last week and the importance of them and having your why statement up top. So if you hit the pencil, that's where you can edit it. You can maybe write it in Word and then copy and paste it here. That's fine. But what I wanted to show from there was your custom page options. And this is pretty cool. So if you click on custom pages, you can add in all kinds of additional content to your website. So if you click custom page and then go right here to add a new one, you can add a cover photo to it, just like your web page cover photo. You can have a different one that maybe is more specific to what this page is about. Give it a title. So maybe this is a seller section or something. And then you can load in your text, you can load in links, you can load in pictures, you can load in videos, you can do all kinds of different stuff, and you know, you can do like a bunch of text and then a video and then a picture, so it doesn't have to be all on the top, whatever. And then you can preview it to see what it looks like, and then when you're finished, you hit save. And these are the categories that you would choose, and you just pick the one that's most relevant. If it's not an exact fit, you can just pick one. This gives you some ideas. So there, you can make a page on buying a home. You can make a page on selling a home, some community stuff, which gets a lot of clicks, lifestyle or real estate news and trends. What a lot of agents have done, especially under this one, is they'll do like a weekly market recap and post a video and put it on their page. So when people are engaging with their website, they can get all that. Feather says, what? Can you link to title companies and restaurant cities websites? Totally. Yeah, if you put a link to it, so you could do like a resources one, a resource page. You could put your lender information if you wanted to. You could put all kinds of stuff. There's been agents that will link to local schools. So there's all the school web pages, restaurants, like Feather just suggested, all kinds of stuff in there. Absolutely, yeah. And then this one, underneath where you choose your category. Yes, I love it. Okay. Underneath category, if you hit display in navigation, what that means is it'll display on the top row of your website. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, because I have one of my buddies in Pittsburgh, Brian Banzimer, has a pretty cool website that he's built out, and he's got a bunch of stuff up here that he's added. And so let me show you kind of a comparison. Yeah, discard. Amanda says, if you're going to go over the blog, I have a question regarding getting back to the main part of my website from the blog. Ooh, you might stump me on that one. We'll see. I was going to touch on the blog, not in depth, but we'll see. We'll see how much time we have. Okay, so I'm going to go to my website. So this is what it would normally kind of look like, is you'd have buy, sell up here, and then you've got, this is your navigation bar. I haven't added anything to mine, but this is what, if you haven't done anything either, this is what yours is going to look like. So there's a buy and sell section that Coldwell Banker has, and then these are on everybody's pages, and then you can see up here there's really nothing else. My buddy Brian has a bunch of stuff up here because he's taking advantage of these custom pages options. So he's even got one for Zillow reviews. I bet I got your attention on that one. So if you click my Zillow reviews, what Brian did, if this link will work, is he went to Zillow and took screenshots of his information and made it a cover photo. And then all of his reviews, he just simply copied and pasted images. So people didn't have to go to Zillow to find his reviews. He gave them a link for it. And you can see, and you can add as many images and stuff as you want. I thought that was a pretty smart idea. You could add a link to it too, but if it were me, I wouldn't want somebody going to a different real estate website that allows them to also search. I want them searching on mine. Let's see. Do those buy and sell links end up putting that person into the lead round robin, or will anything they input from those links still go to us? Great question, Amanda. So that is, so what she's referring to are these links right here. If somebody clicks buy on this, here's the caveat. So if they already have an account and they're assigned to you, they will stay with you. The sell one, we're actually working on right now because the sell one is not always assigning it to the person. So it's a really good question that Amanda just asked. The seller one is through a third party, and it's sometimes routing the lead differently. So I would have your own sections if you can, so you can try and capture your own people. So it's a good question. Anything else that they engage with will stay with you, though. It's just those are kind of being weird right now, but I actually have an open ticket for that. Okay. So, but see, he's got one up here for buying a home. So if somebody engages with us and signs up, it's all going to go to Brian. He's just got like information on how to do it and what expectations you might have. So it's just, extra resources for people to have. My video corner, he's got a bunch of videos that he can add. She says the only problem with the blog, there's no way to get back to my main page from my blog and only CB buy sell links. Okay, we can try that. We can take a look at that. Okay. All right, let me get out of here. I just wanted to demo what you could do with these different navigation links. Okay. So let's see. If you go down below your bio, back to the like Zap side where you edit stuff, here's where you can put in a custom video, like an intro video to you. And you just put in your YouTube URL right there, and it'll post onto your web page. I don't know if Brian's got one, but if he does, no. Shame on you, Brian. I thought you were going to be a better example. It would post on the sidebar of your web page. So it's just kind of it's meant to be kind of an intro sort of, hey, it's Kevin, I'm your real estate guy kind of video. Social media is where you can tie in all of your social media accounts, and they'll find you on your webpage, and they click it and go friend you somewhere. Below that is areas served. So these will be quick links for them to access from your webpage, which will then run a search in those areas. So you want to make sure, that you are servicing those markets. And make sure all the markets you serve are there. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's say I have all of these and I like where they're at. So I go back to my webpage. This is where it shows those. And then if somebody clicks on, let's say they click on Hillsborough, it's going to take them straight into a Hillsborough search. They can see they're tied in with me. And if they do anything with this, if they save this property, if they request a showing on it, it's going to only go to me. But I want all of the areas that I served there so this can actually happen, okay? So on your, going back to Zap, in the website part where you can edit it, you can click this little X. If you're like, I don't serve Albany, you can delete it. And if you want to add a new city, you just click right here. Normally, I don't know why that's not working. Let me refresh. Sorry guys, that's weird. And now Zoom is in the way, so I can't refresh. Okay. Well, normally you would click that, or you know what? I might be able to just start typing. Yeah. Okay. I can just start typing. There we go. And it puts it in for you. Okay. And that will be right over here. So it'll update. Okay. Cool. You can change the headline of it. So if you don't like areas served, you can change it. You can click this little pencil and name it something else if you want. You can get kind of creative. My sold homes, you can choose whether or not you want to display that to consumers, and you can change the heading on that as well. So I think Brian's says making dreams come true is what he put. So, you can get as creative as you want or just leave it sold homes. It doesn't really matter, but you have options is all I'm trying to say. And then agent insights. So agent insights, it's just showing it here because you can add one right from this. We talked a little bit about this last week. I can't stress enough the importance of this, especially when people are on your page. It really just showcases your expertise and the fact that you're an active agent in the market, which is super important. I'll show you an example of his. So his reviews are right here, and then credentials, and then properties that I've toured. All of those will show. He hasn't updated his in a while, but that's where they would show. And people are going to look at that. And remember, if you remember from last week, every property that you write comments on, when they're on coldwellbanker.com or your site, and they see that property, they will see you and your comments. So it really does help engagement and credibility. So I would definitely recommend doing that. It's really simple to do. You can do it from here, or you can do it from this little add button on the top and go to new insights, new property insight. I'm just going to click this real fast. You type in the address of the property or an MLS number. I'm just going to like randomly pick an MLS number. Usually we'll just find one. There we go. And then I can type in whatever I wanted to say about it, add some tags, hit publish, and I'm done. And I'll actually do that. I know it's lame, but just for this purpose, it's fine. Probably wouldn't say great views. I'm just going to say publish. If I do that, and then if I go to my web page and refresh it, we should be able to see it right there. Bam. It happens pretty fast. Okay. So it's a really simple thing to do. I would recommend, even if you weren't there, it's a home or a piece of property that's near you and near where you live, you can add stuff about it. I'd talk about the neighborhood. So you can, all day, just hammer this, add new property, boom, and just add one. Don't say that you were there if you weren't. If you think I wouldn't say, oh, this is a nicely updated home if you haven't actually been in it, because maybe it's not. You might be able to cheat and look at pictures, but anyway, adding it is really, really simple. You can also do it from your phone. I don't really have a cool way of showing you that from what we're doing here today. But if you want a tutorial on it, give me a call, because your phone will use your GPS. So it'll look up all the active listings near where you're standing and go, oh, okay, which one are you in? It'll give you a long list. And you just go, yep, that one. So you don't have to put in the address like I did for this Gentle Woods Drive one. And then you can just write your comments, done. So when you're actually showing or going to look at houses, you can just quickly do it. It's pretty cool. Okay. Local insights is a little bit different. So local insights is where you can talk about a specific area or neighborhood. That will display on your web page as well, but it also displays on the website. If somebody so let's say you write one about Lincoln City, and when somebody goes to search on coldwellbanker.com in Lincoln City, they're going to see you and your big comment about how cool it is to live in Lincoln City. It's a really cool way to stand out, it's a good way to kind of tie yourself to the local community. So if it were me, I'd be hammering property insights and doing a local insight on pretty much everywhere that I serve. But that's just me. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let me go down here. This is a pretty cool way. So this SEO playbook thing, and basically what I'm doing, you guys, I'm kind of just scrolling down and going over this stuff. So it's really easy for you to find all this. This SEO stuff, SEO is search engine optimization is what that stands for. And this has a playbook, and it really is it's kind of a guide to make sure that you are positioning your website the best way possible for people to find it. One is, if you have a domain name, have it forward visitors to your Zap site. Essentially what this is a checklist. So you say, yep, I'm done. You click that, cool. Then you go to link building and claim your business on Google Business. How do I do that? Click learn more, and it'll walk you through how to do it. Create a Yelp profile. You don't have to do all of these, you guys, but if you do, you're going to increase your SEO. And every one of them has a learn more link. So if you're not sure how to do it, it gives you a guide on how to do it. And it's pretty cool. The more of these you take advantage of, the better positioned your website is. So if you're not planning on marketing this, maybe you have a different one, you don't really need to do this. But if you are, which if you don't have a different website, I would encourage you to use this. It's free. You should go through this SEO playbook and check these off as you go. Even if you don't use yellowpages.com, I don't either, but you just being on there helps. Every little thing you can do is an incremental increase in your SEO, which just means real estate agent, local area, you're more likely to show up. Okay. oh, then I want to go to content. There's a bunch of them. So write in local insights. Oh, social media just gives you all these different ideas of what you can do. So the more of these you check off, the better off your website's going to be. Okay. Resources. So resources is another tab that's over on the right-hand side. I think Brian's got some, which is, I think he named it useful websites instead, but that's what this is. So he's got Keystone Closing, which I think is a local title company. So there you go, Feather. A link to Zillow reviews, which I don't know where that takes. I don't know if it goes to Zillow or not. I won't click it. He's got a reload guide for Pittsburgh, Guaranteed Rate Affinity, which is his lender, Property Frameworks, Pittsburgh Cultural District, and Best of the Burgh. So he's just got like local links in there too, links to his lender, links to title. All of that would display right here. You can also make a custom page of that and display it up on the top. And he's actually got it right here. Actually, you know what? It does display on the top and you can just click it from here too. So never mind. So by adding those resources, it'll display up here. Okay, hope I didn't just confuse you. But it'll add it here and it'll add it right over here under useful websites. He just changed the name from resources to that, which you can change by clicking this right here and adding it. Then you can add your name of it right here. So my Zillow reviews, add the URL, and then what category is it in? Inspector, that might be another good one. Add to navigation is how you add it to the top bar. Carrie says, how did you say you put it into the top? Perfect timing, Carrie. It's this little checkbox right here. Somebody else says, I'll have to go on another Zoom call. Are you recording this? I am. And by the way, Julie, happy birthday. Thanks for being on here. Okay. Let's see. Reviews. So reviews are super important. We talked about that before, so I won't quite beat that horse anymore, although get a bunch of reviews. If you want to make sure they're displayed, I'll check this box. By the way, there's a difference between testimonials and reviews. And testimonials are kind of an old school Zap thing that I don't even know if we even get those anymore, to be honest with you. That's kind of something that carried over from the Zip Realty world. So most of you by default will have this checked. If you went in here and played around with it and just checked that one because you didn't really know what the hell it was, uncheck it and do the display all reviews received. That's the one that you want, okay? If the testimonials look weird and they're dumb and they're harder to get, so don't mess with that, okay? What I do want to show you though, although I don't have a good example because I don't have any reviews, but if you want to view them, click this and you will have the option, which doesn't show for me because I don't have any, to add your response. So I touched on that last week. Anytime you get a review, you'll get an email alert that tells you got one. In that email, it says, because it's just some stupid script that somebody wrote, it says, if it's positive, no need to respond. I think that's dumb. I think you should respond to every review that you get, whether you're saying, hey, well, actually you suck. Don't say that. Or you would respond with, hey, thanks for the kind words. It was great working with you as well. Like just showing acknowledgement. Okay, it's really important. If you get a bad one, just kind of say your side without being snarky and just move on. And here's a little pro tip. It only shows, your website only shows the 3 most recent reviews that you have. So the quickest way to bury a bad review, get 3 more and it's off the list. So they have to click view all of your reviews to see the bad one that you buried, okay? So there's a little pro tip for you. Got a bad review? Oh well, acknowledge it, tell them they suck too. Don't do that. And then just bury it with 3 other reviews and then you're good, okay? Cool. Let's see. So Amanda, I wasn't gonna dive too much into the blog, but I'll do my, I don't know, let's see. So you have a blog. I don't know if you guys knew this. Amanda does. If you go up here in the upper right, you can access your blog through this. And this is where you can publish stuff. I think Brian has one. So I'm going to try to do what you were talking about. To be honest, I haven't messed with this blog thing that much. Let me see if he does. Okay, he does. So Brian's Pittsburgh real estate blog. Okay. So using the website, find your perfect home. Okay, so if I click this, what Amanda was saying is if you go here, it's hard to go back to your web page. But I'm not really seeing that because it
So
looks like I'm still
if
on
you
this
click
page.
on like my agent and yeah, so his top links, those definitely will take you back to it. So I guess I need to create some top links like that in order to give people a way to get back. I think that after reading the blog though, those buy and sell links, those stand out a lot more. And that's where someone could end up lost in round robin. Because when you click on my agent, I feel like it doesn't have, yeah, you could go to your profile or email me, but it doesn't necessarily take you back to my main website page. You know what I'm saying? Like my home page.
If I click profile, it does. This is his home
Okay.
page. So
All right.
let me go back to
Okay, then.
blog. And let's see, it does open a new tab when you do blog. So sorry, everybody else. We're just, Amanda and I are just kind of working through something real fast. So
I appreciate
this is
it.
all
Thanks,
relevant to
guys.
everybody. Let's see. Robert says, can you show how to send a video through Zap email? Yes, I can do that. Okay. So yeah. So Amanda, yeah, if you do have these links up here, it does give them some more options to click. I wonder if there's a way to not have these display. I know you can change these because actually Robert and I were messing with those, and you can change where these go. So you can actually create your own buy and sell page instead of using the default ones, which right now might be a better thing to do. Simply
Yeah, I
because,
think that those are
and
just
especially I know the sell one is routing people incorrectly.
Exactly.
So you guys want to learn how to do that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you go back to your page, let me get out of here. So before I do that, if you want to do a blog, it'll show on your page. You can add it in right here, write a new post. And you can add a cover photo. It's very similar to what the other custom pages looked like, but it's a blog. Okay. And it even gives you writing tips. Yay. All right. So let's delete that. Never mind. I'll just go here. It won't let me delete it for some reason. So we'll go to website. If you want to change those buy and sell things, which are these things right here, you go to your website in Zap, and they're right here. Buy a home, sell a home. That's what those two little links are. So if I click buy a home, if I click this customize page, it will overwrite that one. So it says you'll need to add some custom content in order to make the most out of this customization features, blah, 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 blah. I understand. Sounds good. Now I can add in my own image. I can choose to display it in the banner, which is where it is currently. So if I do custom page and then not do this, it's just not going to be there. And then I upload image, get my own little cover image, give some text, and then I have a bunch of other stuff in here. So buy a home content module, there's all kinds of stuff. I would recommend playing around with this. And then that will overwrite the one that's there. So if you're having that issue, Amanda, especially if you're promoting your blog and you're worried about somebody clicking one of those buy or sell links, change it and they're going to stay on your page.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Robert was having an issue with this because it wasn't displaying how he thought it would. So he preferred the default one, which is totally cool. Make sure though, that if you come in here and you click buy a home and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to bother with all this crap. I don't really know what I'm doing, or it's just too much work, or I forgot, whatever. If I don't really add much, but I have this customized page still on, it's going to look really bad because somebody's going to click buy a home and it's going to go nowhere. So if you want to just go back to the default one, uncheck this and say, yep, sounds good. And it'll go back to the one that was there before. Okay, cool. I already showed, oh, okay. I want to show something pretty cool. Let's see. This is not super related to the website, but I think you guys will like this feature. Some of you probably have already seen it, but maybe you could use a reminder. If you don't need the reminder, just bear with me and shut up. All right, so we're gonna go to add, and I'm gonna go to new meeting, and I'm gonna go to showing appointment. I'm going to pick just a random MLS number. Let's see, Pendleton. Whoa, that'd be far. Okay. Let's do this one because it's closer to me. Okay. So let's pretend that I'm going to go show this property. I'm going to put in the contact's name. I'll put in me, and Zap's going to search for, as I type, is going to search for clients that match the name I just typed. And I'll say, yep, that's the dude. And I'm going to pick tomorrow at 1 p.m. And this will give me the option to send a confirmation and a reminder email and a confirmation and reminder text. What that means is when I hit save, if I have both of these checked, I'm going to get a confirmation right after I hit save that says, all right, you are scheduled to go see this house with Kevin tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then the day before, so if I do it for tomorrow, they won't get a reminder, but let's say I put it for Friday, they'd get the confirmation today, and then tomorrow they'd get a reminder that says, oh yeah, don't forget, you're showing us tomorrow with Kevin at 1 o'clock. Pretty cool, right? And I'll go ahead and hit save because it's just going to me. So I'll hit save.
How long does it give you in advance?
How long does it give you in advance for what?
For the reminder. So if your showing's at 1, does it send it an hour before or 2 hours?
It's the day before.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's the day before, and I just got a text. And I actually got 2 because I got one, and you won't be able to see it, but the first one is you're scheduled to meet at this address with your client. And then the second one says your appointment with Kevin Green is scheduled for Thursday, April 23rd, 2020 at 1 p.m. and then it gives them a link to the house. You know what's cool is if they click that link, it opens their GPS. So they'll know how to get there, and it'll think, wow, that agent is pretty cool. They gave me a link to find the house. Man, how rad are they? What's really cool for you is you get the same thing. So you click it. If you don't know where you're going, you click that and it'll map you to the house. This is especially cool when you have like 5 properties that you're going to go show somebody when things get more back to normal, whatever. You put them in here, and then as you go to the next house, let me go to Mobile Zap real fast. Hang on 1 second. I got to re-download it. Does anybody else's iPhone like just start not deleting, but it just gives a little cloud next to your app? Anyway, sorry. I'm just filling time. Okay. Oh, come on. It won't let me sign in. 1 second. How embarrassing. Okay. So, shut up. Okay. So here's my meeting. It's super hard to see. I apologize. Oh my God. Here's my meeting tomorrow with my client. Okay. So if I click this, it's going to show me the house that I just scheduled, right? Stacy says, will that appointment reminder show up in iCal? Awesome question. No, but it does show up in your Zap application, and you will get the reminder text as well. So if you schedule it for like Saturday and you forget, you're going to get the same text the client gets. So not exactly, but at least you're reminded too. If I go to Zap application, it shows my appointment. I click on it. It brings me to this page. This is probably super hard to see. I apologize. In the upper right-hand corner of the photo of the picture, there's a little car. If I click that car, it says, okay, what GPS do you want to use? And I just choose, for me, I've got Apple and Google. You might have something else if you have Android. You just pick the one you want. I'm going to say Apple. And there it is. So it takes me to the house. One property, kind of helpful, cool. It's really helpful though when you have like 5 or 6 showings, because then when you're going to go to the next house, you just go back to your Zap app, hit the little car, and it goes, rather than having to type in the address every single time. Because let's be honest, we probably all use GPS to find listings, right? Let's be honest. I don't have to go open up my app and go, okay, what was the address of the one we're going to go see? Because we don't remember it. I can just go to here, hit the next house, and I'm there. It's just really fast and efficient, okay? And added bonus, it will keep track of all the houses that you showed that particular client because you scheduled it with them. So if you go back into their account, you can see all the houses you showed, which is either going to be depressing or helpful, because you can remind them of the ones you already saw or whatever. Okay, cool. Let's see. I've got maybe 10 minutes left. I don't want to do that. I want to answer Robert's question. Robert's question was, oh, wait. Sorry, Robert. Before I do that, because I'm going to forget if I don't, I'm going to go back to my webpage. I got this question yesterday. Why is this not responding? I got a question yesterday from Peggy and Eugene. I don't know if you're on here, Peggy, but thank you for the question because it made me, I didn't know the answer of it. And if you guys know me well enough to know if I don't know the answer, A, I'm going to tell you I don't because I'm not a bullshitter. And two, I hate not knowing stuff. So I'm going to go research it and find out. Her question was around Facebook Pixel. I didn't really know a ton about it. So, and I probably still don't, but I know enough. I know more now today than I did yesterday. That's actually a pretty cool feature, especially if you're running Facebook ads specifically around driving traffic to your webpage. If you're going to use like social ad engine or you're going to use just Facebook ads to try and generate just leads from Facebook, you don't need Pixel. But if you want to send people here, Pixel's pretty cool. Where you add it to your page, which is really nice to have it built in here, because if they didn't, you'd have to like forward this to the Zap developers and say, here, put this long giant code on my page. And they're going to tell you no. So what you do is you go down to the bottom, which I can't really see because the chat box is in the way. Okay. Facebook Pixel right here. Under website tracking, my Pixel number, which I think I got rid of my Facebook page, no, it's right here. So two things. One, you have to have a business page on Facebook to have any kind of ads. I think we all know that. And then you need to have, as far as I know, a business manager set up on your Facebook business page. And you can see right here, I've got my Pixel number. I don't need the giant code that this will also give you. I just need this number right here. If you're not really sure, you can get with me. I'll help you as best I can. You're probably better off just GTS, Google that stuff. I'm going to click this and it's going to copy that code. And I'm going to go back to my web page in Zap and paste it in here. What this does, half of you are thinking, what the hell is Pixel? What this does is it will show you the traffic that you got from your ad and kind of what they were doing, even if they didn't create an account. And it'll allow you to retarget those people through other Facebook ads and Instagram ads and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it'll give you a user profile of what the average person that comes to your page sort of quote looks like. They're in this age group. They are, male, female, whatever they are. This is where they live. This is their location area, all kinds of stuff. So it just helps you improve your analytics around ads. It can be helpful if you're trying to drive traffic. If you're just doing the social ad engine stuff or Facebook ads to generate leads, this doesn't really matter. In my opinion, I don't think it does, but it's kind of neat anyway. So give a look to it. If you want to use that, find your Pixel number, just paste it right in here, and this site does the rest. So it's kind of cool. You don't have to add in this like long, crazy code because you would otherwise. Okay. And half of you were probably like, wow, I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. And that's cool. It's not something that's required of you. You don't really have to do it, but anyway. So Robert asked a really good question, was how do you send videos into like scripts in Zap? And I love that idea, because especially if you're going to like create your own new lead plan, and instead of just sending a welcome email, you could send a welcome video. That would be rad. The first thing to do, record your video and put it on YouTube. The second thing to do is make your script. So best way to make your script, I'm going to go into YouTube right now. Hang on. This is how I do all my classes, you guys. Totally off the cuff crap. I should probably have stuff queued up, but I just think it's better to watch you guys let me sweat or whatever. So anyway, so your videos. So I'm going to go into my library of all the dumb videos that I've made. Here's me. So let's say I wanted to make a script with this video in it. Okay. So click that. Oh God, it's going to play. I want it to play. Don't play. Okay. Oh, that's flattering. All right. So we're going to find my, first off, I think I can do, no. So the first thing you need to do is get an image. So you can either like take a screenshot of this, or if you have thumbnails, you might be able to snap a picture of that. I like screen grab because it's just easier. Oh, stupid chat box always in my way. If I go here, you guys probably aren't able to see this, but I'm just going to go into screenshot real fast. And I'm just going to take a screen grab of this not great photo of me. Thank God this is just for demo. Okay, capture. Now I have my image. Okay, you just need any image. It can be of the video, it can be of anything. Go back to Zap and go to manage and do a script library. I'm going to do email script library. And I'm going to create a new script. You won't have this stuff, levels. None of you will have this, but I have to put it in. I have special permission that allows me to make scripts for different offices and stuff. You're just going to have this. You're going to have this audience section. So you're going to go choose what status it's meant for. It doesn't mean you're limited to only sending it to that audience, but it's just giving you a way to organize it. So we'll say new client type. That doesn't matter either. It does on the auto assign plan that we talked about earlier. This doesn't really matter. It's just for your filtering options. Anyway, subject, whatever you want it to be. Video, intro. No, that's intro. Oh my God. Okay, there we go. Description, video. That's just for you only. And then in here, I'm going to type a bunch of stuff. I think a bunch of stuff. And then let's say I want my video to go in there now. So what I would do is I would add my image, which is why I took a screenshot. So I'm going to add an image. I have no idea where that screenshot went. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to put my picture into Zap. Oh, nice. It added it like in the middle of that sentence. That's not cool. Anyway, let's pretend that didn't happen. But what I want that image to be is a clickable link so they can take them to a video. So the reason why I'm doing this, you guys, is I don't want to just insert youtube.com with my little thing because somebody may or may not click that. I have found that adding images is way better. So if I then highlight my image, so just, like click and drag with your mouse. I do this because I have a trackpad. Anyway, highlight your image, and then you're going to do this little link thing right here. And I'm going to enter my link. I get my link from YouTube, which is this little share button right here. And here's my video's URL, and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back over here and paste that right in there and hit save. So now if somebody clicks this, it's going to take them to that YouTube video. And hopefully this will make sense. Oh, look, I have the chat theme. That's pretty funny. Okay, so if you take a screenshot from YouTube, you can see the little play button and stuff. Like it looks like a video, and if I click that, then it'll take them right to where I want them to go. Okay. Feather says, I always wondered how to do that. Thanks. You are welcome. Okay. Wow. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was funny. Okay. Anyway, let's see. I think I actually kept this under an hour. I think I hit most of what I wanted to say. If you guys have questions on how to add any of the things that we just talked about to your website, how to upload it, if you forgot everything we just talked about, I'm happy to help. Give me a call. If you don't use a website, if you don't have one right now, I highly recommend you start using this one. It's already built in. It's free. And any traffic you generate, any leads you get, it will come right off of it. So Robert says, there's no way to input a video directly into the email, so they won't be redirected. No, there's not. there's just too many any limitations, Robert. That's a good question, but it doesn't really let you add like embedded video. Almost the only one I can think of that really that does it is BombBomb, but even BombBomb doesn't. When it will kind of play, but if you click it, it's going to take you to a different web page anyway. So no, this is just the best way to do it. Which is why if you have a YouTube page, they'll see all the other content that you come out with too, which is cool. So if you make like videos about buying, selling homes, they'll go see your channel. Other way to get like keep people engaged. So let's see. Meredith says lots of good info, new and reminders. Thank you. You are welcome. Thank you all very much. Thanks, Nadine. And okay, well, I think that's it. If you guys have questions, call me. Otherwise, have an awesome day. Thank you for your time. See you later. Bye.